실크로드가 이 나뭇잎의 잎맥처럼 이렇게 돼 있었는데, 그래서 이제 그 나뭇잎 하나를 이렇게 보시면 그 잎 중앙에 이렇게 메인 잎맥이 있는데 거기서 막 그 이렇게 번져 나가잖아요. 근데 거기가 퍼져 나가는 그 모세 혈관과 그 미세 신경이라고 인체에 비유할 수 있을 텐데, 거기에 대해서는 우리가 아까 말씀드린 것처럼 모르고 있었거든요. 알 수가 없고 기록도 남기지 않았고, 또 실제로 거기 가서 그 마을의 할아버지를 붙잡고 얘기를 듣지 않으면 알 수가 없는 세계죠. 근데 직접 가면 그게 다 있어요. 구전의 전통이라고 하는 건 정말 위대해가지고 그 사람이 다 남아있고, 지금 우리가 맞이하고 있는 월경과 지금 요우미가 생각하는 월경은 전혀 다르다는 거에 저는 주목하고 싶어요. 어떤 월경을 할 것인가. 그래서 싱크레티즘하고 관련해서 그런 이야기를 조금 더 진행해 주셔도 좋을 것 같아요.
Yeah, it's important to maybe go back to, in the question of syncretism, it's important to go back to what you also mentioned earlier, this East and West divide, which I always see. So I live and work in Germany. I teach in a German art school. And it always strikes me, knowing, of course, the European intellectual history a little bit, it strikes me to see that the West, I say the West, always needs an other to define itself, whereas, say, generally the East or non-West parts of the world didn't never need an outside to define itself. So as Namsu said, we need a thinking that more resembles a network, a more horizontal, connected network where you cannot draw the boundaries between what is this, what is me versus the other, what is Europe versus non-Europe, what is also belongs to the human realm versus what is not. That seems to be a metaphor of what the Silk Road once was in terms of the amount of trade that was transactioned in it or through it in history. This is quite interesting. Usually when I mention the Silk Road, people think that is a trade network, and at this point I bring in some archaeological evidences from very key nodal points. Texts, checkpoints in history where archaeologists have found evidence of the amount of trade that was done at that time point. And it's usually trivially small. So the volume of trade on the Silk Road in history, most part of history, was trivially small. We're talking about 15 camels, each carrying 3 kilograms of germs and a few kilograms of spices and this and that. So it's all trivial. But for me, this is interesting to revisit, and you see how actually spontaneous the network itself was, and how it wasn't so much organized by business tycoons or stronger countries or bigger economies. It was more spontaneous, small trade people carrying out their business. So that was the historical network, a kind of decentralized neural network in Eurasia. And that leads me to think what kind of network we have today that would resemble this image, right? And you might think of course, the internet, which is nothing than another form of control system imposed on us. Everybody is on Facebook and Twitter and this and that, and all our information is saved and reviewed by governments, agencies. So the internet, even though it has an appearance of maximum freedom and also freedom of flow of information, it is still a control system. And that, to counter that, there are various attempts, as you also might be aware of. The